The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Candace, who's dressed in black today.
I am.
Getting ready for
gray
Halloween.
Yeah, I guess so. Black. I had at one time. I think most everything in my closet was black. I went through that phase. I don't know.
Elvira phase.
I guess I don't know.
What they used to call that in high school, Gothic.
Yeah,
the Gothic look.
I didn't do that look. Not with the black fingernails.
I remember 2 or 3 people that did that, and I was like, "Whoa,
yeah, I remember.
Okay, that's different. I'll just stick to my flannel."
I remember some people too that had the jet black hair, black lipstick, black. Yeah.
Yeah,
not my
and
thing.
you really don't see a lot of black lipstick. I guess it's just a.
I mean, maybe at Halloween.
Yeah. Outside of that, not a good idea.
Right.
Just in case you were about to put it on this morning. Just warning you there.
That kind of makes me uneasy.
So how is everyone? We had breaking news a few moments ago out of Pennsylvania as we start to read some of the headlines there. A daycare, and this is one of those problems that you just can't see.
Yeah.
Carbon monoxide.
An awful thing. Yeah, several children have been rushed to the hospital in Pennsylvania from a daycare that it was a carbon monoxide poisoning leak. You know.
Now, there's been no deaths, but there's been a lot of kids. One child passed out is how it all came to light, and then they realized what was going on. Another daycare has opened up down the road to help them keep everybody, because it's cold in Pennsylvania this morning.
Yeah.
If you think 47 is bad here, just imagine what it is there.
Goodness.
So we hope all the children are going to be safe after they get to the bottom of this, of what happened with it there.
Yeah, and that's in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
A little bit far north of here as we go way up there. Let's see a few things that are going on this morning. We broke the news on this yesterday afternoon. Now, we don't have a lot of details, but we do know that this has happened. I reached out to the city of Meridian. They had no comment. And, yes, that was my phone going ying-a-ling-a-ling. That's
an odd notification sound.
I think that
it's
Fox News, that breaking news thing that they always do, and it's never breaking news.
I know.
They're just fibbing.
Or like the weather breaking news that, like I have some other weather app things too, and you think something major is fixing to happen, and it's like
nothing.
Yeah,
it never is with that. It's like somebody got an ice cream cone they wanted to tell you about it. But as we go back to Meridian, this is the breaking news that we do have, and I spoke with former Lieutenant Rita Jack yesterday as we pulled this up, and she has been terminated from the Meridian Police Department. She was notified October the 5th. She gave us the name of her attorney, and I contacted the city, and they had no comment on this. Hopefully we'll find out more about this in the upcoming weeks and months. But she had been with the city quite a long time, since 95 or 96, I believe. 96, I think, is what she told me. Okay. 17 years worth. Long time.
Yeah, that is a long time.
So we'll see how that all shapes up. But that's the latest that we have from the Meridian Police Department. Now, I also showed this morning. Do you remember last week when did I just say last week's? Did I put an S on week?
I think it was week. I don't think you did. But.
It sounded like I got a little happy there. But Oliver Construction, which is off of Hawkins Crossing, had a F-350 truck stolen, tools stolen, and a trailer stolen. Well, last week we had Riley's screen and windows broken into twice. It's happened 3 times to him within a 3-week period. He sent us video footage yesterday, and if you recognize this person, please contact the Meridian Police Department, because by glancing at this, it looks like the same person involved in both burglaries. We cannot know for sure, but this is the suspect. As we get into this, you can take a look here. Here's the actual video of them coming in and just, making themselves at home for the next little bit as we pull this up here. If you'll look right there, and you can watch this all on Sam Media. But he looks clearly at it and just goes through every cabinet that he can. And
takes his time, I guess.
Yeah. And y'all keep this in mind. As the colder it gets, the crimes always change with the weather. When it's cold, they'll ride in cars. People will jump out, run, grab things, and back in. They tend to not to be as many fights and things out in the public. There's a lot more domestic violence because you're kind of all cooped up.
Right.
But keep in mind, criminals want to be warm too, so they're going to be plotting thefts of that nature. Mm-hmm. Keep your car doors locked.
So I guess there was no alarm.
Not at that time. No, it was not when that was put in. Now, let me show you what happens when you do have an alarm. Let me back this up. And again, they didn't take anything. This would be on 34th Street and 25th Avenue here in Meridian. And we've talked about installing cameras. What if you have one that also is an alarm system that talks to people when they see them? Mm-hmm. I talked somebody into pulling over, taking a picture one time, and the alarm come on and said, "Hey, you, get away."
Yeah. Yeah, I have several clients that have those systems.
And this is what you'll see. This gentleman here, what they're doing here at 34th and 25th is going from car to car like they do all of the time. And when I say they, I'm talking about criminals, burglars. Mm-hmm. As we turn this on, when they get almost to the car, it spoke to them and told them that they were being recorded. So they backed up and went away. So it is a good deterrent for them to know that they are being recorded. Does it stop every crime? No.
Right.
But it does help police track down who might have done it. And now that we now have that picture of the other one, maybe somebody will go, "Well, I think I know that guy." Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe he was just looking for a cup of coffee and had to use a crowbar to get in to find that cup of coffee.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably what it was. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Innocent until proven guilty, as they say. Now,
I want to see a video of somebody like unleashing a big dog on somebody. Just let them out the door and let them go at it.
Like the pawn shop in Meridian that used to have that big python that kind of laid around everywhere. Yeah, your eyes get about that big around.
Yeah.
Would not be good.
Whew, goodness.
He is speaking after months and months of being silent. I don't know if you've paid attention to Brett Favre. Mm-hmm. We talked about this morning. He goes, "I am absolutely not guilty of anything. I have been quiet. I want my name cleared." Mm-hmm. And he goes on to say that, when he asked for the money, he didn't know where it was coming from. He ended up getting money to help fund this. Mm-hmm. And Chad White, and he goes, everything was legal. And Chad White goes, "Well, wait a minute now. Hang on." Mm-hmm. This is what Chad White referred to at this. And again, Brett, the only thing that they said Brett accused Brett of was you got paid for something that you didn't do, and he returned the money on that.
Yeah, all except for some, I think,
of the investigation fees.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And he may end up paying that in the end just to get rid of all of that. But he did ask the governor, and it was financed for a volleyball thing. All right. Yeah. Brett, what he says in here, he said all this was checked off. He goes, state agencies provided the funds to Nancy News Charity, the Mississippi Community Education Center, which then gave the funds to the university, all with the full knowledge and approval of other state agencies, including the statewide Institution for Higher Learning, the governor's office, and the attorney general's office. All of that is a true statement. Mm-hmm. So Chad White was also interviewed by Fox News, and he goes, "Wait a minute. Let me tell you the rest of the story." Yep, you have to kind of like Shad. He goes, this misspending began there, he told Fox News. The grant was approved by the Attorney General for the AG's office, but that the analysis was incorrect for a few reasons. The volleyball court needed to be used for a benefit for the needy in Hattiesburg, Chad White said. He said, you fast forward it to today, we now know that the volleyball court has not been used to benefit the needy. So this is an unallowable use of TAF funds. A few different reasons, and for that reason, it doesn't matter that the Attorney General signed off on this. What matters is it is simply not allowable to use funds, and it's our job, the State Auditor's Office, to point out when funds are misused, more or less.
Those TANF funds, that's the welfare.
Right. Mm-hmm. Largest scandal in history. Now, only $5 million of this went to Brett Favre. The rest of that, what was it, 70? It was a huge number.
Lots of money, yeah.
Were used in different ways. The New Family, NEW was the name of that family. And they've already been convicted. They're waiting sentencing. There's going to be more with this. Brett Favre just got tied up in all of this asking money for a volleyball thing.
Right.
Then he goes, hey, what about a football? And they said no to that one.
But what about the text messages a while back that we saw between he and this other lady?
That's the new lady.
Yeah. And it was maybe...
It did make you wonder.
Well, it said something about, I hate to even quote it because I don't know the exact quoting, but something to the effect of Well, or what if they ask where the money come from or something?
And maybe he was trying to cover himself on where the money come from at the time. I'm not real sure. And like you say, I have to have that in front of me.
Right.
But Brett says that I'm not guilty of anything. Now, Brett is loved.
Hopefully he's not.
Yeah.
You know.
He's loved by everybody in Mississippi. He's one of the greatest football players that ever came from here. We'll see where this leads on down the road. But he's first speaking out finally of saying, I'm not guilty. Mm-hmm. We'll see. Let's see here. My sister-in-law having a birthday. Gina Harper having a birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I hope it's a big one for you there. Mm-hmm. All right, already 10 minutes after 8 a.m., I do hope your morning is treating you well as we start chilly. 47 right now as we start another day here. Scotty Ray and Candace, more on the way.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Idaho potatoes, a 5-pound bag, $2.49. Fresh strawberries, 1 pound, $4.99. Green, red, or black grapes, $2.49 a pound. Center cut boneless pork chops family pack, $2.49 a pound. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.89 a pound. And certified Angus beef New York strips family pack, $9.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Jackson Flowers has moved to their new location on Highway 19 North. They've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years here in the Meridian area. Open house will be November the 6th from 1 until 5 p.m. Continued great service that you've known for years. They offer floral arrangements, live and artificial, a gift shop, fall and Christmas decor, and birthday treats for the pups. Visit Jackson Flowers in their new location 2 miles north of Walmart on Highway 19 North. Jackson Flowers, for all occasions.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. It is Tuesday, October the 11th, as we get ready before long to have a big Halloween time.
Yes.
Have you noticed leaves changing colors yet?
I have. Kurt had mentioned that yesterday. He said, have you noticed the leaves are starting to change? And I don't know about, like, a lot of people go to the mountains this time of year. I'm wondering if the leaves are pretty right now.
That's where I was going with this. I've been sent several videos from the Gatlinburg area in the last couple of days. It is absolutely gorgeous there. From a hill looking down, those winding roads and the trees color. That is just beautiful.
One of my clients, they're in Vermont right now, and it's beautiful there. She had some pictures posted on Facebook. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Vermont. You really don't hear much out of Vermont other than Bernie's from there.
Yeah, it's mountainous. I mean, it looks like the Smoky Mountains or something.
I'm not being rude to anybody that lives there. I cannot name one town. If you were to go, name a town from Vermont, I couldn't do it.
I don't know either, but I have always wanted to go there. I thought that it would be really pretty like that. And the pictures, I mean, probably don't do it any justice, but it was beautiful in the pictures. And you know the long bridges, the like red bridges and stuff that go over the different like the streams and stuff. They had all those pictures of those on there.
But it's an area that you don't want to go to after November.
Yeah.
Probably snowy and messy, and you'd never make it back if you're from Mississippi. It'd be over for us. If you were to drop us in the middle of Montana during winter, we'd never make it back home, would we?
Probably not, but they
How'd I
had
drive?
the covered bridges. You know what I'm talking about?
Those.
Remember, like, well, you probably didn't watch
Madison
the bridges
County.
The bridges of Madison County.
I guess you're guessing how many clicks I did.
Clint Eastwood. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would have never paired those two together.
I would have paired him in that movie, period.
Yeah.
It's just not him.
But it was a good movie.
Go ahead. Turn to your side.
He was a photographer in the movie, if y'all are wondering.
It's not the normal Clint Eastwood movie.
Meryl Streep. Wasn't that Meryl Streep?
Maybe.
Clint Eastwood. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. It's kind of like that movie that's out right now that they're giving. I can't watch it.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, we wanted to say that there is a concert coming up. What was that you were telling me about in Kentucky?
Yeah, Bill Reinhart said that there's going to be a concert for victims of the Kentucky floods. They're going to live stream that. And I guess that's tonight. They're going to live stream it. It's going to have Dwight Yoakam and Chris Stapleton. And it's called Kentucky Rising. So you probably can find that.
Like me some Dwight Yoakam. He's one of my favorites there. honky-tonk man.
Yeah.
So check it out. He's been around for quite some time. We got a benefit car show coming up out at the Family Fish Camp. It's their third annual to help out Danny Anthony. They're selling tickets and have a raffle and all types of good things that will be happening there. And that will happen on the 15th, this coming weekend. So I hope you can make it out for that and help them out as we help someone else in our community there.
They're going to draw for the raffle at 12 o'clock.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
We brought this up, and this is scary. I don't care who you are watching me. At some point, you will no longer be young again. It's going to happen. It's just part of it. If you're fortunate enough to, the good Lord lets you live there, and just sometimes there's some of us that will probably, our only income will be Social Security. They're finally getting a raise, and it will be announced Thursday of this week. I had several people comment on this. With that raise, most likely, you're going to see your insurance go up.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of like you...
And we've already got this inflation, so you're not. It's a cost of living raise. God bless them. Yeah. Think about those. There's folks that's barely getting by, and then when gas shoots to $5, $6, $7, and what does that mean? Propane. It's fixing to be higher.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if you can get it now, I'd get it now.
Stock up.
Yeah, I know it's expensive though, but yeah, people who are on fixed incomes have it so so hard. I mean, people that need money for their medications and stuff. I've seen lots of elderly people still working when they should be retired because they have to pay for their medicines. And that really burns me up when you have people who are able-bodied to work and they just don't, and the government is paying for them to not work.
Didn't we have those programs where they have frogs and they count how many times the frog eyes blink and spend $50 million on it when they could help homeless and the folks in America that really need help? Yeah. That really disturbs me. I don't understand everything.
I don't either. I mean...
Most likely, it's probably going to a secret fund of, I had somebody say, do you think a hammer really costs $50,000 as they charge all this and they move it to somewhere else that they want to spend money on? Do I know that? Absolutely not. I can't prove it. That's just best guesstimates. But I do believe that more needs to be done for our seniors in America.
Well, I'm all for people, making a good living. I mean, I think it's a wonderful thing if you make a good living. But when you're in a position to where you're in charge of a state or a local, and you're making buku-doodles of money, and people are like, I don't know, it really just.
So many. I think what you're hinting at is many times the one at the top makes all the money, and then everybody below that barely gets by.
And I could understand if you were like really trying to make a difference, trying to do something. But I don't know. That aggravates me though.
Do you remember? This is turning out to be a little bit nastier. As a club, they were having somebody hurled a beer at a comedian not long ago. She was against Trump. The person in the crowd was a Trump, and she said something about his wife, so he threw a beer at her. And she tried to recover from it, so she picked up the beer and drank it after he threw it at her to get through the set because she didn't know what else to do.
Right.
The club is now going to press charges on that man for throwing the beer. Took a little time, but they're going after him. He should not have done it. No. Politics, you should never get so angry that you end up doing something like that.
Yeah. I mean, there are things that, like, I think, what was the comedian, which I hate to even call her that because it's not funny. The redheaded woman is Kathy something, I think. I can't remember. But yeah, they had the Trump head with the blood. I mean, that was way
shouldn't be. You shouldn't do that about anybody. This happened.
She should have been prosecuted.
New Jersey. Hadn't been to New Jersey all that much either.
That was awful, though.
Yeah, that's a few of the headlines that are going on out there. Let's see here. Y'all mark your calendars and be ready for this. October the 22nd, back up 22nd at 6 p.m. What are you going to be doing? I know where Candace is going to be going.
What day of the week is
Roll
that?
Tide.
Well, I don't sit and
Mississippi
watch
State
anymore.
And Alabama will play if you're a big fan of that. It's always a great game to watch those two.
Yeah.
There's probably already people betting that Alabama's already won.
I don't know. You never know.
Oh, come on.
I heard somebody the other day that said that they always go for the underdog, and I don't know who that. I mean, I guess
that'd be State. Yeah. That'd be way.
Yeah.
And I'm a State fan.
Well,
Alabama's number one, and I forget what they have moved up a little bit.
Yeah. You never know though. Somebody could be having a not so good day. in the sports
It could
world.
happen. I remember that time they lost by 1, Alabama to Mississippi State. It has been known to happen, but I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, Alabama's winning this one.
Yeah. Well, good luck to all.
Speaking of that, and of course, I don't watch the NFL anymore, but have you seen that Dallas is actually winning since Dak has been on the sidelines?
I've
Just
heard
saying.
that. I've heard that. But
The backup quarterback has been doing quite well, I understand. Now, I don't know who this is, Ben Gordon, because I don't watch a lot of sports, but former Chicago Bulls player Ben Gordon's been arrested at the airport when he got off. They said that he got off at the airport and hit his son, and they don't go into what he did to the child, but said that when he hit him, it knocked him down. He's been
so
arrested.
he had to go to the hospital. The kid did. Yeah, well, he needed to be.
It doesn't say that whether he was spanking him or if it was some other kind of way, but he's gotten the attention of authorities there at the airport.
Well, when you hit a kid so hard they have to go to the hospital, yeah, something's
That's a line that should have been
out of line
crossed there.
Yeah.
Sean Penn, do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
His mother has passed away at the age of 94. And also, I saw where Michael J. Fox's mother, Phyllis, has passed away in the last 2 weeks. And
Oh, goodness.
I guess it's because you flip across TV channels and you see him in Back to the Future, you see him in those other TV shows. But I saw a picture of him this week with the guy who played Doc. I did not realize that Michael J. Fox's health had gone that far. Bless his heart.
Yeah, he has Parkinson's disease, and he's had that for like a really long time, because I remember when he first noticed it. I remember what he said was he had woke up, he had been out, I think the night before, and he woke up one morning and one of his fingers, I want to say his pinky, was twitching.
Right.
And that's how he first realized it.
But I'm telling you, I did not recognize him, and I feel for him, and there has to be so many other people in this world that have that disease that just grabs them out of nowhere.
Yes.
So we pass along condolences to that boy. Russia has been really, really firing upon Ukraine. If y'all been keeping up with it since that bridge was taken, they've taken aim at schools and daycares and anything that they can be.
There was a playground that they just, you know,
obliterated. How do you say
I
that
was
word?
going to say that, obliterated. I guess that's the way you say that.
Say that fast.
Obliterated. But no, it's not a funny thing. But yeah, there was a playground that they did tear up. I mean, and thank goodness, I don't guess there was any children there at the time. I don't know. But they said that children normally would have been playing there certain times of the day.
This is just
horrible,
bad situation. You're dealing with someone who has no conscience whatsoever. Winning is all that he wants to do. And I urge Americans, as we've watched all of this, this could take it's kind of like a hurricane. You don't know where it's going. What can happen? The least little thing could trigger and drag us into this saga.
Yeah. It's scary. Did you hear about talks of, what is it, the drugs that you take for anti-radiation drugs?
They've bought a bunch, the United States has.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's
that
scary.
has happened.
That is very scary. And then somebody made the comment, oh, what are they going to do, make us like mandate that you take that? I hope not. Goodness.
I think it would be more a thing they're expecting something bad to happen with it. And we sure don't. Because he's made the threat that he's going to do it, and the United States followed up, said, if you do, we're coming to get you.
It's just a scary thing when you got the people in charge at the White House that's in charge. To me, I mean, it's kind of like a
Sean Humphreys
makes you uneasy.
Thanks for spelling that out, and I'll probably still say it wrong, so I'm not going to say the word
obliterated. What did we say? Obliterated?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's very. There's certain words that I see coming that I know my brain says you're not going to pronounce it correctly, and I just cannot say that word right.
Destroyed it. Let's just say that.
You have to change words on the fly there.
Yeah.
I brought this up, and I have never heard of this, and I Googled it, and I want y'all to see the picture of this dog right here. This is from Google. How do you pronounce that? Argentino?
Dogo Argentino.
I had never heard of that dog. It resembles a bulldog. It may not be, but it resembles it in some type of way. A lady in California, she was 80 years old, was out for a walk, and two of these attacked her. She was found later on the side of the road.
They kind of look like a pit bull, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, to that extent.
Goodness.
But we have seen so many attacks, and it's generally a child or an elderly person that gets hurt. We saw where 2 children were killed last week, and the mother is in critical condition, and both children lost their life. So watch those pets. If you got something that's bigger than you, make sure. And these were in a pen, and they jumped it, got out.
I was in the house one day, and my son and the neighbor's son was out in the front yard playing, and he runs in the house. He goes, "Mama, there's a dog in the yard." And it was a pit bull in our front yard that had just appeared from, I guess, down the road. It was somebody's dog that had gotten out of the house. Normally, I think they do keep them inside, but it's just scary.
And if you get up and walk, always know what's in your neighborhood. It doesn't hurt to go drive around and see who's got puppy dogs. And it wouldn't hurt to call them if you know them, or pull over, roll your window down and say, "Hey, is your dog bite? What's the deal there? Because I'm going to be walking."
Yeah.
I have seen Sophie, my bigger dog, scare folks to death. But she's got it in her head. She knows that she cannot cross the grass onto the pavement. And she will leave this house at 250 miles an hour and then stop right at it and stare at it.
Put the brakes on?
Yeah. My heart would be jumping out my britches.
Yeah.
Or shirt, however you want to word that. But we all know that happens out there. Just be, before you go walking, know what's going on. Because a lot of people, as it comes up the holiday season, are going to be trying to die. Grab that bag there and let me show you what not to get hooked on. This is these circus peanuts. I have
these orange.
I have gotten hooked on these
circus peanuts.
If you hadn't had them,
I think I had one of these years ago.
Try one.
I don't want one.
Oh, come on, it's good.
I don't think I like it. It's the texture I don't like of it. Like I don't know.
Chicken is what that is.
I don't know. It doesn't have like a chalky kind of.
Didn't to me.
Okay.
Had an orange flavor to it. I was all about it going,
now, these other things here, wait, what are these?
These are what I call orange slices.
Now, these, a friend of mine, she makes these orange slice cakes out of these.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Now, these I could eat.
But and let me explain this. That's the off-brand there.
Yeah.
I bought some of the, is it Bach? What's that candy?
Brock. B-R-A-C-K.
Yeah, I ate that and I got high as a Georgia pine. They were way too rich for me. So I had to go with the El Cheapo kind that tastes better to me.
Yeah.
There you go. JT, I hear you there. Good morning to everybody. Already 8:28 this morning as we begin this Tuesday morning together. We certainly appreciate it. We got more on the way. Y'all stay close with us, and we'll be right back.
On this field, as on the gridiron, each inch is fought for and marked by sweat. Each inch taken through disciplined training. With a Kubota L2501 tackling each inch in the trenches, whether those inches are measured here or here, all adding up to yards. For each yard, Kubota measures victory, and the touchdown is Parrish Tractor. Here, we're much more than a tractor store.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you made it to the Back Porch.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. We were checking our notes and checking them twice. We got a few more birthdays that have strolled in.
Let's see. Sandy Johnson is 77, and I think she said she works at Rush. Yeah. So happy birthday to you.
Hope it's a big one there for you. Enjoy yourself today. Get to do something that you like. Let's see, a few community things that I wanted to bring up before we got into all that is going on today. Candy, Clark County Crawl is coming up. If you like this, check it out. This will be 5:30 on October the 20th.
Yes.
Let's see here as we go down here. A benefit for Ridge Harper.
Terrell.
Chicken plates will be $10, leg quarters, baked beans, potato salad, all of this good stuff. And that will be on Friday, October the 21st. Phi Delta Kappa is doing that. And if you'd like to know more about it, we'll be glad to share that with you.
I'm sorry. I was like, the last name was Terrell, I think. So, Ridge Harper, Terrell.
Yeah. All right, yeah. We hope you enjoy that and go out and help support them there. Fall Festival, we got a parade coming to Meridian on the 22nd, one of the things that are going on there. And again, if you've got an event, we'd love to hear from you of what's going on in the community. Let us know. 1932, boy, that seems like a long time ago, but it would be one of the hottest, and I almost want to say, I'll say pistols that ever came to country music.
Yeah.
Anybody that isn't you tonight, anybody remember her? Dottie West was born on this date, and she wore clothes that nobody in country music had ever worn before. Reba had never seen a shirt that revealing before.
Yeah, she made a little shell or something under there.
She hung out with Kenny Rogers, Daytime Friends and Nighttime Lovers. Y'all remember that? One of the many duets that she won there. She passed away, if you remember, going to the Grand Ole Opry, and the Curve was involved in a car wreck, and she would later die from her injuries.
That's so sad.
I liked her. Also, one of my heroes that I just absolutely love, 14 Karat Mind. Anybody remember that? All about an old boy that falls in love with a girl that has a richer appetite than he can afford. Gene Watson was born on this date in 1943. Liked old Gene. He done many. When we were down to nothing sure looked good on you. What was that? After Love in a Hot Afternoon, Farewell Party. The list goes on and on and on. Now, I don't know as much about this next guy, but I know that he was big in music industry.
Y'all remember Hall & Oates?
Is that where he come from?
Yeah. Hall & Oates. That was the name of the group, or the duo.
Yeah,
Hall.
I always thought of oatmeal when that name was said. I don't know why.
But I remember them, yeah. He was born, though, in 1946.
I would lose in you name that tune. I can't think of anything that they sang. They probably had a lot, but I just don't know it. Paulette Carlson, anybody remember that? Highway 101, the group Highway 101? She was the lead singer there, and their biggest song that they had, The Bed That You Made For Me. Also, Whiskey If You Were a Woman. That was a big one, too, if y'all remember back in those.
Somebody had... Didn't she?
Did you fix her hair?
Did she
I wanted to ask
no,
that.
I didn't. But
just a lot of it.
She does have a lot of hair, yeah. But I think I saw the other day where had she had like a stroke or something?
I don't know.
Some kind of health issues, I think, and I think they had her. She was singing at a different level.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Paulette in years upon years upon years there. I hope she's doing well there.
It was something, yeah.
Yeah, let's see here. As we keep going here, this guy really done a great part. The first time you would see him would be in 90210. He would later introduce himself to a whole new audience when he'd do a movie, 8 Seconds. Anybody remember that?
I do. I went to the movies to see that.
Did too. Luke Perry, and boy, he died at such a young age.
He did. That was real unexpected. I remember when that happened. I don't remember what year. It was just several years ago, though. But
Candy, Luke, you ought to be ashamed. She's telling me, Man Eater. I do remember that song. She's a man eater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I think we all grew up. Sean Humphreys said, I grew up on Hall & Oates. We all listened to him, I mean, pretty much, except for Scotty Ray.
I'm trying to. Candy was from Kemper County. I don't know how she knows that. She must have visited somebody in Lauderdale County and they told her about that. It's just our little group, and of course, Candy was part of it. I don't remember much of that being played.
Remember that song, Your Kiss Is On My Lips?
Remember
that song? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, they sung that.
Get hung in a doctor's office and you do hear things like that.
I'm sure it was on the America's Top 40.
With Casey Kasem.
American Top 40. Yeah.
1975, these two would be married, and they would stick together through thick and thin no matter what the other did.
Even though she said she's not a stand by her man kind of woman.
That's right. She has, hasn't she?
She has stood right by him, yeah.
I think that was actually the day they got married there. She looked a little different there.
Yeah. I think I'd have had to stand next to him and knock his feet out from under him.
Tomorrow, in honor of her, won't you wear a pantsuit?
Okay.
Is that... Let me ask this, and I'm not being crucial of anybody who wears it. Is that really popular? Do women outside of that wear those?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Okay. Business ladies, or people wear them to church. I think a pantsuit, a real nicely tailored, fitted looking pantsuit is nice. Not an oversized, looks like it might have.
Just never ask me about ladies' fashion, because I got in my head what it ought to be, and nobody else seems to agree with me. I can't pick out clothes for ladies.
I think think they look nice, though, with a pair of heels or something. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I can't pick out my own clothes. It's handed to me, and it just ends up in the closet, and I go, yeah, I'll wear that today. I think most men are that way.
Look, we look like Halloween.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
Orange and black.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
It's that candy that doesn't taste very well.
Yeah, and my fingernails match your shirt.
Get out of here. 1975, I wouldn't be but 6 years old, but this would become extremely funny, at least for about 10 years, as it debuted tonight. 1975, Saturday Night Live from Buckwheat, the Coneheads.
That was when, to me, Saturday Night Live was the funniest.
Yeah, two wild and crazy guys at the top there, if y'all remember that. That was really funny.
I would love to see them back together again in those outfits.
Yeah, what they look like now. Do y'all remember when Steve Martin thought he could sing and done King Tut, Funky Tut? Do y'all remember that? Moved to Alabama, and I don't remember the rest of it. But
yeah.
I remember that little snippet. And there was Rosanna Dana.
Yeah, Rosanna Dana.
You got that kind of down there.
Yeah.
It would be 1991 that we would wake up today and find out, well, Jimmy wasn't what we thought he was. He would fall from grace. Now, again, let me say this. I'm not running anybody down. Everybody that's looking at me, including me, and everybody around us are sinners. But this was a man that was, well, supposed to be a man of the cloth, and we would find out that he had sinned as Jimmy fell from grace. Mm-hmm. As we found out that it was, well, ladies of the evening that caught his attention.
Yes.
He would ask for forgiveness, and Lord, let's hope that he did get it.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. 1997, we'll fast forward to what the number one song was, what it was, and be Elton John, and it was written about what's all over the news right now. Mm-hmm. Candle in the Window. Mm-hmm. Lady Diana is what that was about.
It was Princess Diana. He sung that. I think, didn't he sing that at her funeral?
That's
I think he did.
Strong chance.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you want about Elton John. He does have a great voice. And I want to say, I think I saw a thing not long ago where he held a concert in Birmingham at the amphitheater over there. It was a huge turnout.
Yeah, he did. I saw somebody had videoed some of it, and he sounded really good. I mean, really good. Yeah. So that would have been neat to go see.
Rocket Man. Mm-hmm. I don't know many of his songs, but I know a few. I'm still holding out.
I like Elton John. I like his music.
Wait to go see Maggie May. Wake Up, Maggie May. Mm-hmm. Think I got something to say to you. We would lose somebody today back in 1990. In 1991, that's been 31 years ago. Is that right? No.
Yeah. 31.
I'm just shocked by it. He was such a part of our lives of growing up. He was funny and Aunt Esther and all of those. We would lose Red Fox today.
He was
Fred G. Sanford.
He was funny now. We watched Sanford and Son all the time when I was younger. And it was funny.
All right, here's the test on order this morning. What was Lamont's nickname? Come on now, you know it.
Lamont's?
Yeah, his son.
What he called him? What did he call him?
It's on the tip of your tongue. I can see it in your face.
Oh,
every time he walked through the door. You big...
dummy.
Yeah, you big dummy, come here. Oh, that was funny.
He'd say, Elizabeth, I'm coming.
Having a big one.
Yeah.
He did bring laughter to America and really was funny. I enjoyed that show so much.
It was funny. It was.
I can't remember
the two cops that come in, and Esther with her purse and her little pillbox hat she wear.
Her prayer meeting group that would come beat them with the Bible and their purses. I think America needs more of that these days to straighten out our problems.
What was his friend's name?
Grady?
Grady. I can't believe I wouldn't remember that. That was my daddy's name. His first, and my granddaddy's. Yeah. But
the characters that were on there were really, really good. And I forget the Rollo. Yeah, how could we forget Rollo?
Oh, yeah.
Get out of my house. But memories is the way they were. More on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace. Good morning.
The Neshoba County Co-op, 338 West Main Street in Philadelphia, is ready for deer season. Are you? Come choose from one of the largest hunting boot selections around that fits you. The scent wall is packed with many brands that you trust like Tinks and many more. Tons of deer attractions like Acorn Rage, Persimmon Crushed, or Deer Cocaine. All styles and types of feeders that you may need this year. Maybe it's a deer condo you need or a pop-up blind, hunting clothes, and more. You'll find it all. And remember, all roads lead to the Neshoba County Co-op.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, Over the phone or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
When you gear up and journey out, nothing but you and the wilderness for miles. Just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs. Journey onward.
As we turn to talk about our friends at Snowden and Company, if you hadn't bumped into Amanda and her staff lately, talk to them. There's so many people that use her from this area there and her staff. You can visit them online at snowdenrealestate.com, and they've got homes from all over the area at your fingertips. Just go through, you'll see all of the listings of the beautiful homes, any size that you need, from 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, maybe you got a bunch of young'uns, they can get you a house to take care of that. Maybe it's the water that you want to live on, or maybe it's a more rustic place. They can fix that for you also. From Forest, Madison, Flowood, Brandon, and every county surrounding us here in Lauderdale County, they help you from Kemper, Newton. These areas are great, and they can show you the home. Lake Ross Collins, if you like water, again, just see them. You'll find them all there. If it's not a home that you like then, tell them what you're looking for, and they'll let you know as soon as one comes available. That's Amanda. You can't miss her. Poplar Springs Drive is where their office is, and this is her staff at 453-3937. Drop in and visit with them. You'll be glad you did. And, well, your next home there, they'll take you through it, and it'll be painless.
Yes.
A lot of comments of the show there were Fred and Levi. That was one of Fred's. Now, that was Aunt Esther, what she used to call Fred.
You fish-eyed fool.
The lines funny on that. Now, I don't remember the goat. Margie said, do you remember the neighbor's goat? Is that the one that used to come over and eat everything?
Now, Julio, is he the one that had the goat?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember Julio.
He was
the
Spanish,
neighbor.
wasn't
he was the neighbor. Yeah.
But what a show that was there.
But, I mean, that was back in the day when you could make fun or poke fun of anybody. Yeah. And everybody was fine with it, you know.
Well, I enjoyed that show.
Yeah.
And hope you remember a few of those memories that we talked about there.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest, you look like the part of the Polaroid that you rip off, is what he told Aunt Esther. And nowadays, people would look at you and go, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And we were trying to think of the name of the lady that Fred always dated, Donna.
Yeah.
Said, what's her name? So, yeah.
So they never did marry, though, to my knowledge there.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
They are picking, as we go to some headlines from across America. Y'all remember that name, Harvey Weinstein, the guy in movies that did a lot of bad things to ladies? Mm-hmm. They're picking a jury this week. They're beginning it to choose a jury to have him tried. It's all in L.A. We'll see what happens there. Even Governor Newsom's wife, she's an actress. She was involved in all of this.
Jennifer Seibel.
I don't know her.
I don't know who she is.
That's his wife, but I mean, I've never seen her in a movie to speak of. Let's see here. A carjacking happened in Michigan. 2 school bus drivers saw it happen, and they followed, and the carjacker threw the child out of the car after he stole it with a car in it. They rescued the child. He's okay. Thank heavens.
Yes.
There's probably no telling how many times across America something like that goes on. Mm-hmm. Don't leave your babies. I know it's hard to unbuckle. I get it.
Yeah.
But don't leave your babies. We live in a different world now than we used to. Just not worth all that.
Yeah.
How do you steal $11 million and still be in jail? Good question. But a gangster did it there from Georgia there. $11 million there. He did it with his cell phone that he got smuggled in there. He's pretty good at what he does.
Yeah.
A lot of things go on in prison that you don't know about.
I'm sure. Yeah.
As we find out that 5 teenagers have been arrested. They accidentally targeted the wrong person. Shot a 25-year-old lady. They're going to jail on that. It's over and over stories like that across America that are just senseless crimes that should never have taken place.
Yeah. That's horrible.
It is. Let's see here what else is going on here. I've seen 2 cases of this.
over the last, and I don't get it. There's some firefighters in some deep trouble this morning, and then I'll go on to the next one. A bikini-clad lady stepped out of a fire truck, and she went right on into a dancing place that might have a pole attached to the ceiling.
Oh.
And I'm
maybe a stage or something.
Yeah, it could be a stage. I'm not sure what they call those things.
Yeah.
But they're saying somebody's head's going to roll over this. Somebody videoed her climbing out of it. No word yet if she's a firefighter and does this part-time.
She was changing in the truck. Yeah, that's her moonlighting job.
I saw where somebody done this a few weeks ago as a gift to their grandpa. They bought ladies that dance around. I don't know how you really word this. His grandfather was at a nursing home, and he paid for a young lady to come dance for his grandfather at it. They made a big stink out of it. This week, somebody else done this, and they hired a male guy to come dance. They had a elderly person at the nursing home have a heart attack.
Oh, I thought you were going to say throw the hip out or something, trying to get
it got more. It got overwhelming for her, and she had a heart attack. Now, who would have thought that would have happened?
Why would you do that, though? Why would you send? How inappropriate is that to send strippers to the nursing home?
This all goes back to the people that don't see eye to eye with the way we do things.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just like the women dancing around the poles yesterday. The power poles.
Oh yeah, chasing the power men.
Yeah.
Hottest thing.
Now the fire truck could have been. They could have took her around to fire, like to the poles, and then maybe this was her last stop. I don't know.
Things that go on across that.
Yeah, nothing really surprises me anymore, though. I mean, it really doesn't.
The
craziness that this world has.
The United States was always in other countries thought of one of the most godliest. As you've seen the song, God shed His grace on thee, and many feel like I do that has been the reason for the success of our great nation. It's starting to take a turn away from that as we find out more and more as they survey the people. They don't even go to church anymore. The belief is falling. We're below 50% Christianity for the first time ever in the United States. Where is that leading us?
Yeah,
I'm scared to even guess, but those are the facts that are out there. I don't want to hold anything back on something like that. Bernie Sanders, and I brought this up the other day. The first time I saw Bernie Sanders, and he got up on that podium and he said everything that he thought ought to happen and be given to Americans. I thought, there is no way.
Yeah.
That's reality now.
Yeah.
And how that happened was there was a group of Democrats that sat back and go, look at all these people that are following Bernie. They like that. So they took a little bit of what Bernie said and moved it over into the mainstream. A lot of it has come to be now. He's sending out a warning to Democrats. He's saying if y'all don't watch out, y'all quit focusing on abortion, y'all need to back off of this and pay closer attention to the working class that's out there. They're losing their shirt tail, and you will not be elected if you don't change your ways. And I'll give Bernie credit on that. He's right. The working class man is in deep trouble right now.
Well, people tend to politicize everything nowadays for their own benefit. And so a lot of these people who jump on these bandwagons about, oh, yeah, we're going to get this, and they're going to give us this, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. They really care about us. They don't care about you. A lot of people don't. I mean, they just want things for their own good. You know, they're doing a lot of these things and saying a lot of these things, it seems, to politicize things.
Do you remember this guy? His name is James Carville. He was a political analyst for Hillary at one point. We get
I do remember him, yeah.
His face you remember because he's made a lot of talk, and he is also saying that the economy is in a very, very bad shape, and if they don't catch on to the fact that needs to be adjusted, 30 days from now, it's going to be a total different story for them.
Well, all these things that they're given, like these incentives they're given, this money has to come from somewhere. It's got to be replenished at some point, somehow, and it's going to be taxes. Let me ask you this, and I'm not trying to be the naysayer here, but do the people that are getting it, do they either care or understand that others will have to pay that back? Have they been in the real world long enough to grasp? I think some people are having such a hard time that they welcome any money from anywhere to help them out. You know, I understand that. I totally understand that. But then there's people who, and these are the people I'm talking about are like, able-bodied people to work that are having a hard time making ends meet.
And what I'm referring to is the folks that were following Bernie there for a while, where he was saying, well, you're just entitled to get this because you're an American, we're going to give it to you. Yeah. To where the Americans before that had to work to provide that money to where they could get it. Yeah. We've had I just wonder, do they really understand the concept of how all of this is paid for?
I don't know, but it like we go back to what we talked about earlier, though. It burns me up for people who have worked all their lives and maybe either now they're physically not able to work or, they've gotten too old to work and they should be retired. And they're sitting there struggling and people are just getting given stuff, just because. I don't know. I'm all for helping people. I don't want people thinking that I'm not for helping people out. I think everybody needs a hand up every now and then.
You fall down.
Right. You need help getting back on your feet. I understand that. Totally. I've been there. I know. But I don't think it should be a way of life. I just don't. I just think it should be a time, that you
Get your back going again.
Right. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
8:50. Can y'all believe that? Scotty Ray and Candace, bright and early Tuesday morning as we barely start getting near 50 degrees and warming things up.
Time to stop spending your entire weekend mowing grass. Step up to a Skag zero-turn lawnmower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Join Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesales every Tuesday night for a live auction, and you can bid from the comfort of your own home. Each week, Mike has a whole selection of auction items. Maybe you're a business that needs a liquidation sale. Or maybe you're in charge of an estate and don't know what to do with all you got. Talk to Mike Rice Auctions about an estate sale. Let Mike turn these items into cash for you. Your next deal is waiting for you at Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale this Tuesday night, live on Facebook at 6:30.
As we talk about our friends at Godwin Cleaning Services, boy, they'll clean just about anything. You call them, they'll come out with their pressure washers and make it look beautified again. Examples of this, from concrete to maybe you got rock, or maybe you've got a house that's got brick and that lower level there through the years has turned green. Well, let's put it back to the way it used to look. In most cases, this won't take more than a couple hours to get your house looking good. Let them come by, give you a free estimate. It won't cost anything. Fleet washing as well, the latest equipment. And, well, get your siding cleaned as well. Get that mildew off of it. Roofs, major differences. Now, they can also do not only the metal roofs, but also your asphalt roofs. Maybe you got a tree that hangs over your house and has turned the shingles a different color. They'll get that straightened out along with your driveways, porches, and look at this. Those back decks made look good again. See them, steps, they won't be slick anymore. That's 253-8262, Godwin Cleaning Services. They'll clean it. They've even got drones to reach those hard-to-reach places to do this stuff.
Yeah. They even do your windows.
Yes, they do. Yes. Did you say we had another birthday roll in?
Millie Boyd Vallejo says that she's in California and wishes that she could be here for her Aunt Bernice's birthday. So, Aunt Bernice, if you're watching us this morning, happy birthday.
Yeah, I hope it's a big one there for you there. There has been a breach and a cyber attack to a hospital out west. Medical records they're thinking 20 million Americans' medical records were hacked.
Yeah. I heard this morning where they think that Russia has hacked into the J.P. Morgan accounts.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
And that is going to be one of the biggest things that we have to watch over the next few years, cyber attacks. Mm-hmm. We've seen it on a local level to where they hack into police stations and then they go, look, if you don't give us X amount of dollars, you don't get it back.
Yeah. I think it was J.P. Morgan Chase accounts.
Yeah, that's a big one there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We've got, and they don't know where this is. Fruithurst, Alabama. Where is that at? They have a mystery cancer outbreak there.
Oh, goodness.
They're trying to figure out 16 people had it.
Yeah, and it says that it's in Alabama and says that it might be from drinking toxic water.
Ooh.
You know, remember that Aaron Brockovich movie?
Yeah, I do.
That? They had like a toxic water in their community, and there was lots of people have cancer.
So let's hope they get all that straightened out. Yeah, I'm going to leave that story just right. Have you seen the footage there of Tom Brady? And, of course, he's been back in the news. They've been picking on him for going back to football. But they got a point on this after he was tackled where he was kicking the other guy 2 or 3 times. And they said if this had been any other player, that they would have called a foul on him. And
I wonder why he was kicking him.
He wasn't happy he was laying on top of him. But, I mean, he was really and truly kicking the fire out of that guy.
Goodness.
So we'll see what becomes of that. The next game is what you'll have to do. This was in Mississippi, and I saw this, and I'm reminded of this story. I mentioned this earlier this morning. We had someone else that lost their life in a bicycle accident in the state of Mississippi. This time, a teenager hit someone on a bicycle. It was not the teenager's fault. It was right at dark. A car was coming, and this car sees the guy on the bicycle and swerves. The teenager had no time to swerve to miss the person. If you ride bikes, make sure to wear reflective. And I think the way that you do is ride in the opposite lane to where you're not, so everybody can see you. Just be careful. If you ride before, after dark, all of those good things, make sure you're safe. Yeah. We don't want anything to happen to anyone. We don't need any more stories of things going wrong, without a doubt.
Yes.
Just makes my heart skip a beat, so to speak. All right, we're coming up at the top of the hour. I wanted to mention a few things that are going to be happening. Don't forget, Meridian has a parade coming up. Thought we'd bring that up there.
That's right, a Halloween parade. Registration's open for the second annual Halloween parade. It's going to be on October the 22nd. It starts at 6 p.m. They're going to give away different prizes, but for $20 entry fee. Best overall, scariest. So y'all get your parade floats ready.
Yeah, I hope you can make it to that there. Let's see what else has happened. Let's see, October the 23rd. We got just enough time to mention this one in Enterprise.
It starts at 2 p.m. Cruise Inn is what it's called. It's at Long's Fish Camps, the second annual. And it's going to be on 5076 County Road 320 in Enterprise. They got food and music.
Yeah, Jagger's going to be there. What a great guy. Go by and see him. Hope you enjoy it.
Jagger Whitaker is going to be there with his band.
All right, it's already 8:57. As we run out of time, we're going to gather information for tomorrow's show, and we'll be back again, I promise you.
Yes, we will. 8 a.m. sharp.
Come join us, won't you?
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: